Thank you very much for joining me on this Thursday. Meteorologist Brian Shields. Heavier storms are on the way. We had some yesterday, Trinidad and Tobago, parts of Jamaica. We had some big storms around, even through the ABC Islands, getting more active. We're going to see the risk of severe storms with this, and on top of that, the potential of some tropical development. And that, by the way, that's what's left of Tammy. I'll get into that in a second, but look at the flare-up. Now, this is the tropical satellite. So this is showing the clouds, and where you see the reds and even some of those deeper reds and even some whites there, those are really tall clouds, and that means they contain a lot of moisture. So underneath the clouds in some spots, we're getting really heavy rain, but it's a really dynamic pattern. There's a lot going on right now. So as we take a look, again, Central America, we have been so active. We've been seeing the rain and storms near Guatemala, El Salvador. A little bit of a break in spot. Some parts of Nicaragua seeing rain, others not. Same thing, Costa Rica, Panama. Then we swing out here as we get into the Eastern Caribbean. This is where things are streaming in. Venezuela through the ABC Islands, parts of Colombia. We have Tammy to the north, what's left of it, a front to the north. And what's happening is a couple things. We've got that there, moisture building in from the east and being driven, kind of pulled up to the north with these systems up to the north. They're kind of reaching down to the south and lifting up the extra rain and storms. So St. Lucia, Barbados, we'll see that risk of some storms as we go throughout the day. St. Vincent the Grenadines, and that's going to increase the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, Anguilla, Antigua, Barbuda, St. Martin, better chance of rain and storms. Not as much Cuba and the Bahamas, but more so right in this sector here, we're going to see the potential of gusty winds and a tornado risk. There could be, it's such a dynamic pattern. Winds are turning different directions as the winds hit maybe your island. That gives a little extra spin. We could have some funnel clouds or brief tornadoes will be a possibility. So I'm going to be watching that. Areas of flooding, and with those really big downpours in some locations if you get the storms, we're going to watch out for some of the rivers on the rise. Taking it around to show you a 3-day rain total. Just kind of a sampling here of what we could get. And this is a good sampling. Here's Jamaica, Montego Bay, back through Kingston. Now, this is a computer model, so it's not going to be exact. Heavy rain is showing a potential of about 100 millimeters or 4 inches of rain right here, but this could be over here or it could be over here. But it gives me a feel that there's available moisture here, but it also tells me some spots will be dry while others could get dumped on. Stronger storms of potential in Jamaica. Now, as we get back through Colombia and Venezuela, I mentioned that fetch, that feed just working in, drawing some rain and storms near Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, rest of Venezuela and Colombia. And you see the white shading popping up here, 3-day total. I know there's a lot of colors, but that white shading again, 4 inches of rain or 100 millimeters of rain or more in some spots. It's not a huge blob of rain, so it's not necessarily all of us, but where we get it, we could see some flooding and the potential, again, of strong, if not damaging winds and a low-end risk of a tornado. 3-day rain total for us, St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Vincent the Grenadines, Grenada. Once again, the white, even the black shading showing up. That will mean some spots could get 6 inches of rain or 150 millimeters of rain. That's why I'm concerned with the stronger thunderstorms. I'll talk about tropical development in a second, but as we get back through Trinidad and Tobago, we had a couple storms yesterday. We have flooding in some spots. Watching out for, once again, that potential of some stronger storms moving in. So let me show you this and get into the tropical development, and then I want to expand this out for you in a second. Scattered to widespread rain and storms, Panama swinging up toward Belize. So we've been watching that. Not as much over toward parts of the Bahamas and Cuba, but again, scattered storms, Jamaica the next couple days. This is tomorrow afternoon. And look at the rain. This is panning out. I was talking about earlier in the week how later in the week we'd see a higher chance of rain. That's exactly what's happening. You see all this wet weather around. Even the U.S. and British Virgin Islands down through Montserrat, Saba, we'll see that rain chance bumping up. As we work our way into Saturday, it's the same pattern with the action up to the north just feeding in areas of rain. And because, again, there's going to be a shift in some of the winds, that could give us a few funnel clouds or at least some weird-looking clouds around. There's going to be a little rotation in some of the storms. Now, getting over to Bermuda, we are monitoring the leftovers of Tammy. Some gusty winds, higher seas possible tomorrow through the upcoming weekend. Have been watching us in Bermuda. Here's what's left of Tammy. It's not a tropical system anymore. It did transition into an extratropical system, or it lost its tropical characteristics. So no longer a hurricane, but still it's going to build back toward Bermuda a little bit tomorrow. It could move in. It's really hard to tell if it just kind of zips in or eventually gets caught up in the front. But either way, potential of some gustier winds. And you see how all of that's there and just feeding in the moisture. Now, as we get into Saturday, keeping an eye on what's left of Tammy near Bermuda, but late in the week and the weekend, you see here parts of the Western Caribbean, some extra rain, Eastern Caribbean. There's several areas to watch, even a hint of a spin trying to develop near the Bahamas. So there could be development in this area as we get into next week. And because those water temperatures are so warm, the development could be pretty quick. Now, I'll get into that in a moment. So watching out for some development. Now, it's not a guarantee, but what I'm seeing is, one, a buildup of moisture, and two, the models are hinting at some areas spinning up. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it's here. It's a wait and see on that. These close to home systems, again, it's not like we're tracking something off the coast of Africa where we have days and days. So I'm just watching where these areas of rain really gel together, really kind of stick together, and I'll let you know if I see anything that may spin up into a tropical storm or eventually a hurricane. And that's an issue because these water temps 30, 31 degrees Celsius into the mid 80s. Very warm out there. We've seen a lot of quick spin ups lately. Tropical Depression 21 did that. So again, we could see that forming, something trying to form next week with all this extra moisture around. Now, again, we're thinking of our friends in Mexico with Otis. We get back here, another area trying to develop offshore Guatemala and El Salvador. So we'll keep an eye on that on the Eastern Pacific side. Now, when you look at this, as we get into the forecast, the rain chances, they are elevated. 60% chance today around Aruba, a 60% chance around Curacao and Bonaire. Some of us have already gotten some rain overnight, so that's already panned out for some of us. Barbados, that rain chance, it's around us. Now, there may be a day where we're dry, but the storms are at least around us. There may be another day we're just getting dumped on. St. Lucia, today, tomorrow, a 70% chance of rain and thunderstorms. Again, we could get some gusty winds. That could lead to some wind damage in some of the storms. Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to watch out for the flooding because we had the flooding yesterday. The rain chance stays on the higher side. Letting you know in Trinidad and Tobago, getting that word out. Grenada, same thing. I showed you all of that moisture feeding in. 80% chance of rain today in Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Keep me posted in the comments. Leave your location, and if you have rain or if you don't have rain as well, because I mentioned it's not going to be for all of us. Jamaica, scattered storms, and just like yesterday, if you get one, it could really come down. It could be on the strong side. 50% chance in Belize. That's actually down a little bit. Parts of Central America. 50% chance of the Cayman Islands. 40% chance tomorrow. And look at Guadeloupe, just that trend. The rain chance going up in Dominica. 70% chance tomorrow and Saturday. Same thing in Martinique. We're going to see a lot of rain around. Some islands we may get a little bit of rain. Others we're going to get dumped on the next few days. Antigua and Barbuda, rain chance also trending up of 50% this weekend. St. Kitts and Nevis in Montserrat, we're up to about a 60% chance, and you see that trend again. Anguilla, St. Bart's, rain chance going up, 50 to 60% chance for tomorrow. Scattered to widespread storms by the weekend. St. Martin, Saba, and Statia. Puerto Rico, rain chance going up, scattered storms, areas of downpours that could lead to flooding. U.S. and British Virgin Islands, one of the spots we really need to get some of the rain. Rain chance bumping up a notch, so we'll be watching that tomorrow through the weekend. Scattered storms possible right through Haiti, an even higher chance the Dominican Republic, so we could see some flooding the next few days. Now, the rain chance in Bermuda, minimal today. But again, Bermuda, watching what's left of Tammy. If it works our way, we're going to be okay. But again, watching out for some gusty winds if it happens to work in. Just kind of a close call on when it will get kicked out with this front. But again, a well-advertised system. You're on top of it. Yucatan, 40% chance of some showers and storms. A 30% chance through the Bahamas. A 40% chance the next 2 days, Turks and Caicos, a little higher as we get into the weekend. 30% chance today in Cuba. 20% chance tomorrow. A 70% chance around Costa Rica, which is actually down a little bit. 50% chance northern Venezuela. Some of the storms, northern Venezuela, Colombia, they could be strong. Guyana, rain chance about 40 to 50%. And on the lower side as we work our way into Suriname. So again, the immediate concern will be the flooding and the potential of strong to severe thunderstorms. That could lead to a brief tornado, watching out for that. Runoff could lead to those quick river rises, and I'll be watching all this moisture for the potential of tropical development. So super active, so I'll be going through the comments with you throughout the day. If you do get some of the thunderstorms, please be safe and have a good rest of your day.